remembering gratitude for the practice, and then gratitude for taking part in a larger history. And of course today, being November 11th, it's very good to be grateful and remember how we all are sort of walking in the footsteps of giants in that sense. So let's start with the left foot forward in our normal width stance and hands holding the dantian, weight going to the front leg and weight going to the back leg. Breathing in as you come back, breathing out as you go forward. Now, as you come back, you get to a point that's about 80% of the way back, and then you hinge on your right hip and turn. And then you turn back, and then you push from your right foot forward. Back into the side, forward into the front. Still breathing in as you come back, and breathing out as you go forward. Now, make your breath a little bit more dynamic. Doesn't have to create any tension, but really breathe in. Really breathe out. Now think about your muscles in your leg. Think about how when you push to the back leg and your weight's here, you are spiraling, you're rolling the leg forward and the hip is moving as a result of that. So each time you push forward, it's like wringing a cloth of the muscles of your leg. And that's coordinated with your exhalation, that leg contraction and focus. Now, we're going to speed up the going forward part and keep the going back part slow. So slowly back. Now do this quickly. 2, 3, breathe in, 4, and 5. And then switch feet. Start just simply forward and back. Forward and back. At your own pace. Thinking about the breathing right away. In and out. In and out. And this soft, gentle movement is to help with awareness. So you're becoming aware of the muscles of the leg, aware of where your hips are, and how the movement is from very small contractions of those muscles. And now you're going to go 80% back and turn. You're going to turn back and push forward. Breathing in and breathing out. Now make your breathing a little more dynamic. Feel the breath a little more powerfully. Now come back, slowly breathe in and breathe out fast to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Left foot to right. Cleansing breath to the ground. Around the hips, down, round the toes up, and then open it out. Shake it off, and then push your left foot forward again. Now, we're gonna go back to this, but we're gonna add another layer, a new layer. Left foot is in front, hands are here, turning to the side and coming forward. Now, your left hand is going to turn palm up, and your right hand is going to turn palm down, and you can see that you end up having the ball. The ball will be held here, but we're holding it here. Now, when we breathe in and come back, I want this area to inflate like a balloon. So what happens is, without moving the hands directly, the stomach expands, or the lower belly expands and fills. And when it comes back, you bring your hands together by contracting your stomach muscles in this way. So it's like you're clapping. Breathe in, they open, breathe out, they close. But it's not the hands moving, as I said. It's just what you're supposed to do with these muscles. Okay, so hands are here. Breathe in and expand. Breathe out and contract, bring them together. Notice that what you have to do is use the pelvic tilt and use the gluteus muscles at the back here as well as the stomach muscles here. So the whole apparatus here is contracting, okay? 10, 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Relax your shoulders. The only muscle contraction is in the belly and the legs. 7. 8. 9. And 10. And then relax for a second. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Right foot forward. This time, right hand is the one that's going up. Left hand is the one that's down. And again, they're only about this far apart, right? It's about this much range of motion. It's not here. Just a small range of motion. So hands are together. Breathe in and expand. Now breathe out and contract. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And finally 10. And then shake it off. So that is a deeper understanding of what's happening when you are doing various movements as a turn. The movement isn't just in like a two-dimensional dynamic where you're just going side to side or forward and back. There's a rolling within the hips and the shoulders where everything allows dynamics to turn around more internally. There's a whole thing in martial arts about styles, Chinese martial arts specifically, about styles that are called hard styles, which would be more physically, dynamically strong and linear, and then soft styles, which would be called internal styles like Tai Chi. And even though that's not really accurate because every good art has multiple layers of understanding, one of the things about Tai Chi as an internal art is that there's a lot happening that you don't actually physically see a person doing. You have to draw out through these kinds of exercises. So this is a very important exercise. I recommend doing it a lot and feeling the dynamic of just how much this area can you develop muscle control with, okay? So moving on though, feet out, sink down, drop your hands. And now circle the hands gently up and down. Slight rise and fall with the body. As relaxed as you can do it. Backwards. And then drop your hands up Sink down. Breathe in. Palms up, push forward. 2. And 3. Hold it. Turn your palms to face each other. From here, breathe in and out. In and out. And one more in and out. Bring your hands up. Hold the ball. Now, shift your left foot to the right. Bring your left knee up. Touch your left elbow to your left hand, left knee to your left elbow, and then go straight down, and then straight back up, and then bring your foot back down. Okay, other leg, cross, up, down, up, drop. 2, up, down, up, back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now bring your right foot up. Circle the ankle to the outside. Inside. Knee to the outside. Inside. Hip to the outside. Inside. Hold it. Down. Other leg up. Ankle outside. Inside. Knee outside. Inside. Hip outside. Inside. And down. Now take your hands. The outside of the legs, up and down a couple times. Then hit the inside a little lighter. And then hit the glutes. Take it off. And then put your feet back out for a stretch. Sink down. Put your hands on your knees. Push the knees out. Relax, pushing the hips down. Toes are pointing to the outside. Now sink down a little more, put the elbows down to the knees, turn your feet forward, and push your hips down, pushing your knees out. Fingertips to the floor. Let your elbows sink, but keep pushing your knees outwards. Now think about turning from the lower back, twisting, and bringing your elbow to your knee, but thinking about the rotation happening from the sacrum. Now other way. Back to the middle. Straighten your back. Turn to your left. Turn your foot straight to the left. Push into the stretch. Put your weight down. Lean on the foot, put that back foot out far away, turning the toes to the left. And then put your hand down, heel up, runner stretch, sink down. And then put your back knee down, push your weight forward against your left foot. And then shift your weight back to your right foot, sink down, and do Tai Chi stretch, as it were. Turn your foot, straighten your back, look to the right, and then settle into the stretch. Take a moment to allow yourself to settle. Push into the stretch. Hand down, heel up. Back knee down, push your weight forward against your right foot. And then walk your hands back to your left foot for Tai Chi stretch. Then hands on the floor in the middle, work your feet in. Stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then circle your hips one way and the other way. And then shake it up a bit. Okay, and then hands in, and then open. 1, 2. And remember that part of this is to hinge the rib cage out this way. 3 more. 1. Remember to extend your fingertips 2, far as you can. 3. Now drop. Breathe in. Look up and throw down. 2, 3. And then reach for the ceiling. Reach and reach and reach and reach and reach. Now, without stressing your back, push your heels up and push your fingertips up as high as they can. Relax everything else, just the fingertips and heels pushing. Relax your shoulders. And then bring your heels down. Take your left hand, put the palm to the ceiling, grab with the right hand, twist this way, and then pull across. So you're twisting your palm at the same time as you extend. And then back to the middle, same thing, but other side. So the right palm is up, twist it, and pull it across. And then back to the middle, drop the arms. Breathe in, and out. Now, pay attention to your pinky finger. Push your pinky finger as high as you can. Now go to your tippy toes and push your big toe and your pinky toe down, and then the rest of the toes, and keep pushing the pinky finger up as high as it can go. Higher, higher. And then bring your heels down. Put your left hand up so the pinky is towards the ceiling. Grab the hand and pull it as far as you can behind you. Other way. Pull as far as you can behind you. And then relax. Shrug your shoulders a couple times. Shake your left hand up. Pull the hand back. Keep the arm at full extension. Let it travel in, rotate, and push back out. Bring the hand in to the center, turn it, and turn it as far as you can. Bring your hand out. Keep your elbow close to your body and your wrist right above your elbow. Crane beak, so your thumb touches all fingers equally. Hand on the side of the crane's head, fingers collapse on top, and then twist down and to the side. And then give it a little shake. And then the same thing with the right hand. Extension and pulling the fingers back, extending the arm. Back, over, and back. Again, extension. Think of the extension. Up to your center, twist, and continue to twist, I guess. And then around, elbows close, wrist on top of elbow, crane beak, hand pushes down to the side. And give it a shake. And then as always, hands on your hips to keep your shoulders relaxed and just in the right place, and then turn side to side. Relax your shoulders. Now, shoulders are always fairly tense. I just kind of like this, the way life is. But I can tell today that my right shoulder is more tense. So pick whichever shoulder you feel is more tense. And take the opposite side hand. So for me, it's my right shoulder. I'm going to take my left hand. I'm going to support my left hand with the elbow with my right. And I'm going to climb my fingers up, just like the beginning of the form, where the fingers are curled in, behind the top of the shoulder here. And I'm going to dig around with my middle finger, mainly, because it's the strongest, and find a spot in here, in this area, that has the most particular response that I feel, like the most painful almost, if it has to be called that. And you're going to take that spot, and you're going to put your middle finger into the center of it, and then work in a circle, just like you're going around the yin-yang symbol, okay? So find that spot, dig in, and just massage it for a moment in a spiral. And then spiral it the other way. And then press right to the center of it with consistent pressure. And then clear. And that was like, all of like 10 seconds. And then turn your head side to side. And I noticed right away that the shoulder feels a lot more relaxed. So that's a really helpful point, to be able to relax your shoulders when you need to. Now, your brain won't like that you did this shoulder and not this shoulder. It wants you to do this shoulder, even if it's not as tense, because the brain really likes that kind of balance. So, other hand up, find the spot. Start going in a circle with your middle finger. Go the other way in a circle. And then dig in and put that pressure on that spot. And then brush it aside. And then put your hands back on your hips, and then now turn your head. And it's a lot better for me. I don't know about you. But roll your chin, roll your chin, roll your chin, and roll your chin. Look to the front, look up, look down, and go around. 1, 2, 3. Other way. 1, 2, 3. Now, I will point out too that I think that's Sanjo's 16, small intestine 17, I think. It's not a martial arts spot, really. You wouldn't really ever do anything to that spot in a martial context because it's just a big muscle and there's too much protection. So it's very much just a self-care spot. Now, I thought today, because it is Remembrance Day, that I would share a very quick little story that helps just sort of see how the martial arts philosophy developed over time and what the focus is in the arts, and just a little bit of insight into these things that relates to today in a neat way. So there was a young warrior, way back in the days when this was like a real thing, and they were given the opportunity to come and have tea, which is what people would drink in formal occasions, with a couple of the big generals, the big highest ranking people in the army. And so this was a very big deal for this person. They had never been given an opportunity like this. And they thought, oh, I'm going to sit down there and they're going to talk about strategies and techniques and all this, insight into warfare and all this stuff that I want to learn. And so the tea happens and they get there and they chat, and it's very formalized, but it's also very, very friendly and enjoyable. And it's over, and this person leaves, and their friend asks them, what did you think? What did you learn? What did you get from that? And they feel disappointed because the old warriors were only talking about kind of day-to-day stuff, about what their families are doing, or their grandkids are taking care of the garden that they have to take care of, or their own training still, just very mundane things, with the one exception of taking a moment to remember their fallen friends from the past who had gone before them. And that was the one time that they would speak about the battles that they were in, and the history was in remembrance of their brothers and sisters that had fallen before. So this person who attends this tea goes, well, that was weird. Why were they only talking about day-to-day things and not about big strategy and all this? And the realization was, that's what matters. If you learn these arts to develop your health, you learn these arts to develop self-defense, these are all good things, but what the point of that isn't to be in conflict. The point of that is to live a life where you have family and things you care about, and things you want to take care of, and things you want to engage with. But you do remember that not everybody got there. And that idea of remembrance is kept very strongly in the mind of the person practicing. So the value of life is that engagement into simple things, but in your heart, like we do when we begin the class with a bow of recognition for the history, is to remember that there has been a lot of history that we're all standing on the shoulders of, and that's important. So I wanted to say that today because it is Remembrance Day. Now, also today, we're gonna start the second set as a form. Because I've gone through the first set enough now that you know it, hopefully, somewhat. So let's review it a couple times, and then we'll look at the second set. So, let's start here. And I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna root to the ground and relax. I'm gonna breathe in, and I'm gonna bring up my hands. And then I'm gonna breathe out. And I'm gonna pull down, keep my fingers clenched and turn. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to go through it one more time with you, and then I'm going to have you guys try to do it. This time I'm going to try and focus more on the self-defense aspect. What are the applications you're doing, okay? So from here, the first thing is somebody's trying to grab you with two hands, right? So you knock the hands out of the air. And then you hit the collarbones, and you squeeze in behind the collarbones on the pressure point. Then they fall back, and they punch at you. And as they punch, you let the punch go through into the open air, and you take control of the arm by breaking the balance. Then you pick up the arm with a joint lock, and you throw the person away to the corner. And then you hear somebody behind you. So you turn and you face them. You pull in to protect yourself, and then you push away to create some space. You hit both sides of the head, you turn the head, you pull it down and around, and they fall on the ground beside you. Then the next person comes in, tries to grab you with two hands again. You roll back, you take the grabs, and you allow the person to come very close, and then you push them away. When you look back to the front, there's a punch coming at your face, and you're going to deflect it away to one side, and then another punch that you deflect away to the other side. At which point you grab the arm near the wrist, and you knee the person in the ribs. And then you steer their head around, and you expand and pull their arm against the top of your chest with the elbow able to be broken there. And then you look to the front, and a person's trying to grab with two hands. You come up underneath their arms. You wrap the arms up, trapping their wrists under your armpits, and then you bring them up on their tippy toes. You bring them down off their tippy toes and into your knee. You bring your hands up, and you stomp on the side of their knee and their shin and hit the back of their neck with your hands at the same time. Then somebody is trying to stab at your belly with a knife. Deflect the knife out of the way. Keep it out of the way and hit the throat with the back of your wrist. Looking to the left, somebody's punching at your face. Block the punch to the face, your left hand. Block another punch to the face with the right hand. Then strike the temple with the right hand, with the back knuckle. Pump air into the ear with the left hand. Block another kick or punch with the left hand, stepping in and striking forward. Somebody grabs your wrists. Push them up and away. Let them push back at you and let them fall to the side as you move to here. Somebody tries to punch or kick you in the belly. Just block it with your left, strike them with your right. Somebody grabs both your wrists again. Bring their weight down and push in at the same time. Push them away. This is repeated. They grab your wrists, pull them down, and push in at the same time. Take a big step, push them away. Now, somebody's grabbed your arms or pushing at you, and you push them away again, and then you let them fall to the side. Then another punch comes at you. You block it with your left or right hand. Another punch comes in. You block it with your left hand. You shift in and you strike the sternum with the right hand and the pinky finger side forward. You strike the cheekbone or the jaw with your left hand as it comes down. You make a fist with your right hand and you punch the temple with a hook punch here. Then somebody's kicking at your belly. You block the kick across. They punch at your chest and you block across with this motion of your hand while bringing up your foot, stomping on the knee. Stepping forward, pushing into the center, so your left hand's pushing into the person, and then as you continue to step forward, you reach up and you push into the throat with your fingers, creating space, and you punch with your right hand. And somebody grabs for you with two hands, and you deflect the hands to the outside of the shoulders, and push up and away again. You look to the front, and then this is gather and carry the tiger to the mountain. Okay, so I'd like everyone to take a moment now and do the form yourself. Impressive. Impressive. I saw one person here do the whole thing, and I think it was all pretty much right, and that's impressive. I don't know how the rest of you guys are doing necessarily, because I can't tell, and there's a lot of people watching this as a recording, but hopefully it's coming together for you. We'll keep reviewing it. Any questions from the people that are here today on the first set? Okay, let's have a look at the second set then. Yeah, we'll just start from that. Okay, so you're carrying the tiger to the mountain here. This position is this position I was talking about a lot now, which is the elbow is 1 fist distance from the rib cage here. It's just the same as the beginning of the form. The hands here, except for the hands are here. And it's like you're holding something. They call it carrying a tiger to the mountain. And obviously you wouldn't carry a tiger like this, not a little baby tiger. But the idea that there's something heavy that you're holding on to. And your hands rise up and you'll feel that weight of something there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fall back to your left foot and pivot and then push away and be doing catching sparrow by the tail. And so in a way it's simple, right? Because if I'm facing the camera, I could just say, okay, turn to the right back corner and do catch a sparrow by the tail. And of course that's right. But I want to emphasize this idea that I shift my weight and I fall back. Like if somebody had grabbed my arm, I'm just letting it fall as I turn this way. So try to imagine that. Try to imagine somebody's grabbed my arm and their grip is so strong that when I move, they have to follow me because they can't let go. They won't let go, I should say. They won't let go. And so what I do is I just shift my weight and then I step back, and as I do, my hand falls and they're falling towards me, and then I turn and push out so they fall towards me and then they go over there. Okay? So that's a really important idea. In and then back. Okay? So carrying the tiger to the mountain, shift the weight to the left foot, fall in and back, and then turn, and now you're ready and you do catch a sparrow by the tail. Exactly as it always has or was in the first set. Okay, so you've got the first movement of the second set now. One more time. All right, now it's going to get a little bit, well, there's some details here. I'll go through it in pieces. Remember that there's 8 directions that you will turn from. And what we've done is we've ended up being on the diagonal line to the back corner here. Okay, in order to do that, I'm gonna push my weight to my front foot, my right foot. I'm gonna bring my weight back to my left foot and then turn to the left, and spiral on the front of my left foot all the way to here. And as I do, you can see my feet. My right knee is going to come in and connect to my left knee. And now my feet are in a stance, which if I'm facing the camera, looks like this, right? Where the knees are aligned and the feet have a sort of a crossed position, right? Okay? Now, this is the first time you see this stance, and this stance happens a lot. This is a very important stance. Let me show you something with it, okay? So let's go to here, right foot forward. I bring my weight back, and now I pivot on my left foot, and I keep my weight on my left foot. My right foot then has to move in here to get the knees aligned, and then between my 2 big toes is a straight line on the diagonal, more or less, this way. See? Okay? Let's practice that a little bit, and then we'll do the rest of the move, okay? So, see my feet? There. Make sure you can see my feet, yeah. I think I can do better than that. There. Okay, so my right foot's forward. I push my weight to my left foot, and I pivot on my left foot, and I bring my right foot in. And I end up like that. Is that working enough? I hope people can see that. Look, if I'm facing this way, and I do it here, my weight goes forward, back, and then I pivot, and then my right foot comes in and locks to here. Okay, I'm assuming that's kind of making sense. Now let's look at the hands. So I'm pushing away. Now I'm pivoting towards the left, of course, on my left foot. My hands are simply going to fall. And at the end of the rotation, they're simply going to end up like this. So all they're going to do is this as I rotate. So it's going to go like that. See how my hands are here now in this direction? Okay, so one more time. Push and spin. And then here, you have to have a moment of strength in this posture. Now from here, I'm going to take my right foot and step back. My right foot steps back. Okay, and as it does, I shift my weight to my right foot and sink into cat stance. Okay, a lot of legs here, a lot of like stance dynamics here. Okay, so one more time. I pushed away, turn, my hands are falling into place, and then I shift back to cat stance here. So my left foot is forward, and all my weight's on my right. All right, adding in the hands. So I'm from here, back, turn, hands here. Now, as you shift your weight back to your right foot, hands come up the center, and then they draw a big circle. And then they come up, and you're holding a tray with two hands. Okay, so you end up in a position like this. Circle goes here. Okay, so again, here. I feel like this camera's not capturing enough here. Here, I'm going to turn, and I'm going to have this posture here. My hands are here, my body's this way. I'm going to step back, I'm going to draw a circle with two hands and come up into cat stance here. Now what am I doing? I am blocking initially a kick. Somebody tries to kick you, right? You can use this kind of block to stop it. So what you think about is that you're here and you turn and somebody's going to kick you this way in the back. So you're going to spin and stop the kick. Then they're going to try and grab you with two hands. So they kick you, it doesn't work, they go in with two hands. And then what you do is you come up underneath the hands and you wrap them like you did in the first set when you did this. Okay? So, let's put it together from the beginning. So I carry the tiger to the mountain, I drop, I turn, and I push away, and I'm going to catch the sparrow by the tail now. I pushed away onto my right foot. I come back and I spiral down onto my left foot. I step back with my right foot and I do big circle with two hands and I settle into cat stance on my right foot, bringing my two hands up like this. Okay, again, from the beginning of the set here, 1. Now, turn and block a kick. Come up and block two-handed grab. Wrap the arms and bring the person up on their tippy toes. And when I say that, what I mean is like the person comes in and grabs, wrap their arms, they go like this, and then they go up on their tippy toes, and that's what that represents here. What time do we got? Okay, so I can do the next little bit as well, and then we'll leave it at that. So if I'm facing the camera, and I just did this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand, and I'm going to bring it across the center line, like this. My teacher often talks about techniques based on what he calls the windshield wiper, which goes like this, right? So it's a windshield wiper across, and as that happens, as it comes to here, this one shoots out. So the movement goes from here to here. What you think about here is simply you block a punch, and then you hit somebody in the eye with your fingers, right, like that. Okay? So 1, now across and out. See how my hip turned? Now we do the same thing, but the opposite way. So the left hand comes across, and then the right hand comes out. So the motion is actually 1, 2. Okay? So put that in context with the movement. Go to the end of catching a sparrow by the tail. You turn, you block a kick. You come up, you grab the arms, you wrap them up, but they get out of it somehow. So they punch you, you block the punch, and then you poke them in the eye. And then you block the punch again, and you poke them in the other eye. Okay? It could be done very quickly. This is a lot of like centerline styles do a lot of moves like this. But for now, of course, just Tai Chi speed. And that's as far as I'm going to go today. So we'll review that a few more times. Okay? So the whole second set. Up, back, push away. Double tray, down, down, and push away. Now, weight goes to the left foot, spiraling down on the left foot. Posture 1, up, back, cat stance, double tray. Across with the right, left hand out. Across with the left, right hand out. You're following that pretty good. Tell you what, we can do one more thing just to put a nice period on this for the moment, is here, I'm going to pull my right hand in and push my left hand out again, but my left hand will be fingers up like this. And then that begins the next whole thing, which we won't get into today. So, yeah, again, just the basic thing again. Up, out. Turn. Up. Across and out. Cross and out. And then right hand pulls in, left hand goes out, and you have a posture here like this. Okay? Okay. Now, let's put that in context to the whole thing, and that'll probably be all the time we have. So the first set into the second set, and then we'll call it a day. So, from here, full cycle. So relax, stand, gather your mind, calmness. Step out. Let your hands fall down, and then breathe in, and breathe out. gather, and then fall back. Turn, block a kick, block a double grab, wrap the arms. They pull out of the arm grab, they punch 1, strike. They punch 2, strike. And then you set your next position for the next technique. And that's a good stopping point. Just so you know too, this always confuses people for a while usually, so if you're having trouble with that, it is not a problem. Any questions from anybody here today? Well, hopefully you got something out of that, and hey, congratulations, second set's an accomplishment. You're getting there. That'll do for me, thank you.